Cavalcade of Kings. George the First. The Cavalcade of Kings rides on. Queen Anne has passed, and George the First, the founder of the Guelph dynasty, approaches. He was the son of Ernest Augustus, Elector of Hanover, and of Sophia, granddaughter of James the First of England. He was born in Hanover on May the 28th, 1660. Lord Clarendon was sent a special envoy to Hanover to acquaint George that he had been proclaimed King of Great Britain and Ireland. It is August 1714, and at the moment we find George in the orangery at Herrenhausen, a few miles from Hanover, awaiting the arrival of the envoy from England. His son George is with him, and as usual, they are quarreling fiercely.
I forbid you to mention that woman's name in my presence.
She was my mother.
Sophia Dorothea was a wanton, whom I married and raised to the highest state of princess. She rewarded me by trailing our honored name in the mire of the gutter through her licentious conduct with Philip von Königsmarck.
I do not blame her for seeking the sympathy, love, and understanding which by all accounts were denied her in your household. It is only since I've grown to manhood that I realize just what she suffered at the hands of your mother and yourself.
What do you mean?
Just this, that you married my mother when she was a beautiful girl of 16. She was half French and passionately craved the affection which you denied her. She was miles away from her own people, and you left her for months at a time, shut up in that grim old castle, guarded, spied upon, and subjected to all manner of humiliations by the harsh, bitter old woman who was your mother.
And in spite of everything, she found ways and means of carrying on an intrigue with the dashing von Königsmarck.
Your own slate is not so clean, Father. I have just learned of your many peccadillos at home and abroad. In Venice, for example, you seem to have sipped the honey from many flowers.
Ah, I am a man with a man's privileges.
When I think of how you divorced my mother and afterwards imprisoned her in that desolate castle of Alden.
She deserved the punishment for her frailty.
And whilst punishing in her, you live openly with your mistresses. Good gods, the savages have a higher moral code than that. By the way, von Königsmarck disappeared very suddenly, didn't he? 'Tis rumored that he conveniently died in some mysterious manner soon after his affair with my mother was discovered.
Are you suggesting that I murdered him?
I wonder.
If I had my sword, I'd run you through.
You've always hated me.
My Lord of Clarendon, the special envoy from England, has arrived.
I shall be pleased to receive my Lord of Clarendon immediately.
Yes, Your Highness.
I will leave you to your discussion, Father.
I pray you will remain, young sir. For that which I will discuss with your noble father also concerns yourself.
As you will, my lord.
With your gracious permission, may I deliver this document into your hands.
What is this, my lord?
It is a formal notice from the British Parliament, Highness, stating that, in virtue of an act passed by legislature, you now occupy the illustrious position of King of Great Britain and Ireland. Long live the King.
What? Right. It is a singular honor, my lord, to be conferred upon an obscure German prince. But tell me, what of James Stuart, the son of James II? Is he not the rightful heir to the English throne?
Sire, the Protestant succession must be kept inviolate. James Stuart is a Catholic. His religion is the barrier which stands between him and the crown of England. Immediately after our late beloved sovereign Queen Anne died, you were proclaimed king, and your son Prince of Wales.
My lord, I deeply appreciate the honor, and I pray that at all time I shall faithfully remember the glorious motto of my predecessors, Ich dien. And now, if you will excuse me, I will retire. My heart is very full, and we Germans cannot always hide our emotions.
'Tis well, young prince, that you cannot. For a man with iron around his heart cannot appreciate nor understand the sufferings of his neighbor.
I think I like the English point of view far, far better than the German.
And what is the German point of view, young sir?
Metal to metal.
I understand. Would my sincere and honest friendship help?
Friendship, love, understanding would mean more to me than you'll ever know, my lord.
My hand, young sir.
My eternal gratitude, my lord.
Ah, this is all very touching. But I'm afraid I don't understand what it is all about.
You wouldn't, father. Pray excuse me.
Ah, thank heaven he's gone.
Oh, sire, I think the young prince and I are going to become very dear friends.
Oh?
Yes. My sympathy always goes out to young things who have been bruised on the wheel of fortune, and I fear me the young prince has been bitterly hurt, more than either of us fully realize.
I dismiss him from your thoughts, my lord, and let us celebrate the great honor that has befallen me.
Where and how you please, sire. I am yours to command.
Then I shall order my carriage. We shall drive to La Fantasy, the villa of Baroness von Kumenzek. Ah, such a delightful creature, the Baroness. So charming, so generous.
We pay the lady a farewell visit, I presume, sir?
Oh, perhaps, my lord. It just depends upon the beauty of the roses which bloom in the English gardens, eh?
George I arrived at Greenwich on the 29th of September and was crowned at Westminster on the 31st of October 1714. The king's personal part in the history of the reign was but slight, the actual ruler being Sir Robert Walpole. Walpole represented His Majesty and assumed the office and title of the first Prime Minister of England. George detested the Tories and Jacobites who clung to the banished House of Stuart. At the moment we find George I conversing with the Duchess of Kendal, his acknowledged mistress who had a great influence in English politics, but who was cordially hated because of her greed for wealth and power.
Sire, it was a most terrifying experience. I shall never forget it while I live.
Oh, tell me, mein Lieber, exactly what happened this morning.
I was driving in my carriage through the streets. A crowd of people saw me and mobbed my carriage. They hooted and shouted at me.
Ah, what did you do, mein Lieber?
I say to them, why you abuse us? We only come here for your goods.
And their reply?
They say, I curse you for our goods and our chattels also. Oh, sire, I was so distressed. It makes me so unhappy.
Ah, I will speak with my minister, Sir Robert Walpole, and see if he cannot control this filthy rabble. And now, let me dry your tears. Such beautiful eyes were not meant for tears, but laughter and love. Ah, mein Lieber, you are the most delightful of any woman I have ever known. Now, kiss me.
You love me, George.
I adore you.
Promise me you will never grow tired of me and send me away from you as you have banished so many others.
I shall never part with you, mein Lieber. No other woman shall ever come between us. Ah, Emma, why do you intrude yourself upon us?
I humbly crave your Majesty's pardon, but the guests you have been expecting have arrived. Lady Montrose, Lady Percival, and Lady Blackburn.
Oh, this is delightful tidings. Admit my charming guests immediately.
Yes, your Majesty.
George,
Well, what is it? What is it?
rumor has not lied then. Oh, Oh, how could you humiliate me by bringing those women here?
If you are wise, you will see all, hear all, and keep a still tongue in your head. Otherwise, dear ladies, I am charmed to receive such a fragrant bouquet of exquisite English roses, and I take pleasure in bestowing a kiss upon the lips of the most beautiful rose amongst you. It is you, my Lady Montrose. No, it is you, my Lady Percival. Further, I'm mistaken. What is you, my Lady Blackmore? How charming, how delightful. Caresses such as these are like 3 goblets of priceless golden wine that steals the senses and warms the heart, the very susceptible heart of George of England.
Oh,